On the one hand, we have Team Black and Blue. On the other, Team White and Gold.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for those monumental milestones within the history of the World Wide Web.
It spans the globe like a superhighway. It is called Internet.
Number 10, the first tweet. It wasn't called Twitter back then. Well, it's technically not called Twitter now, but we all know that nobody calls it X. Anyways, the first actual tweet was from its creator, Jack Dorsey, and it occurred back when the social media platform was simply known as Twitter, without the vowels.
This is the very first tweet ever posted on Twitter, all the way back in 2006.
The very simple statement of Dorsey setting up his account basically set the stage for an entire generation of hot takes, misinformed opinions, and indefensible positions.
Listen, Church, if you gon' tweet for Sextina Aquafina, you need to capture the essence of my personal brand, okay? All upper caps, no punctuation, lots of cryptic bullshit about the Illuminati.
In other words, it made the internet an even more level playing field for just about everyone to have a voice. Whether or not that's a good or bad thing, however, is up for debate.
What advice would you offer to other people who want to create an app or want to get involved in technology and start their own business?
Well, first, never feel like you've made it.
Number 9, spamming is born. One could actually call it e-marketing. Gary Turk certainly did back in 1978 when he made history by sending out the first unsolicited electronic message.
What you're seeing on your screen now is a piece of sales history. This was the first ever cold, unsolicited email sent by a salesperson.
Turk sent out his spam/e-marketing to those few who had ARPANET addresses. More on that later. Those recipients, predictably, weren't too thrilled on the other end of that line.
Hi, how are you?
Low prices on erectile dysfunction remedies, sleeping pills, old person drugs.
This included representatives for ARPANET, who admonished Turk on his actions.
It was only a couple days later before they all started complaining.
That said, the spam blast was successful, since the company for which Turk was working saw a massive increase in sales for their line of VAX computing systems.
Spam, Nathan, spam. Spam, baked beans, spam.
Number 8, Wikipedia goes live. It's sometimes easy to forget how Wikipedia's publicly edited status essentially means that it shouldn't be taken as gospel.
I don't even know how that rumor got started.
Rumor? Rumor? It's true. It's on their Wikipedia.
Yet the site has become a de facto source for many of us to cultivate our daily doses of did you knows. Granted, Wikipedia's many monitors and curators ensure that the site's endless resources of knowledge try to retain at least a semblance of impartiality.
Do your colleagues at work know what you do?
Oh, yes.
What do they think of it?
Probably that I'm nuts.
Why?
Because I edit Wikipedia all the damn time.
It was back on January 15th, 2001 that Wikipedia went live. And today, its consistent flow of updated information provides rabbit hole after rabbit hole for us to spelunk.
I'm still gonna research.
Yeah, sure, research.
Okay?
Yeah, Wikipedia.
Right.
Number 7, Amazon is launched. Hey, are you old enough to remember a time when all of our desired purchases weren't waiting right at our fingertips?
Oh, Rory, come on. Did you order from Amazon again?
Amazon officially launched back in July of 1995 and initially specialized in books.
The company debuted officially in 1995, and the very first book sold was Douglas Hofstadter's Fluid Concepts and Creative Analogies, Computer Models of the Fundamental Mechanisms of Thought.
Fast forward to the modern day, and Jeff Bezos' company has become the behemoth that ate the juggernaut in terms of e-commerce. For better or worse, Amazon has changed how brick-and-mortar stores operate, while forever altering the customer experience. It's now a place where people from all walks of life shop, listen, watch, and yes, read, while at the same time doing all of this with instant gratification.
Listen, I need your help. Can you explain to me now in detail how to use Amazon.com?
Number 6, YouTube. YouTube wasn't the first to pioneer online video, but it was probably the first to perfect it.
Alright, so here we are in front of the elephants. Cool thing about these guys is that they have really long fronts, and that's cool.
Like Wikipedia in the information space, YouTube has become the default for many of us to stream videos. For just about anything, really.
I don't care about the crime.
other competitors to YouTube still exist, such as Dailymotion, but this video sharing site has grown far beyond simple travelogue or humor clips. It's instead become a place where many of us earn a living, writing, editing, and producing video content for audiences that have come along with us for the ride.
I would love to know in the comments. If you aren't already, please go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell so that when we do upload new videos, you can be the first to know.
YouTube is also an ever-changing internet beast, with fluid standards and rules that make uploading a true adventure.
And that's pretty much all there is to say.
Number 5. Free music. Sort of. Contrary to popular opinion, Napster didn't destroy the music industry, just like home taping didn't kill music back in the 1980s.
So how many MP3s do you have on your computer?
About 600.
Maybe like 100 or something.
6,000 or 7,000.
Instead, the concept of sharing music peer-to-peer for free forced the record companies to shift how they delivered music to the masses.
We were trying to negotiate with the labels. We were trying to fight the court case, and we were trying to keep the system working all at the same time.
There will always be those that prefer keeping their lives clutter-free by keeping their music in the cloud. At the same time, however, the thriving sales of vinyl and uptick in tape and CD nostalgia have worked in tandem with the world file sharing created back in 1999.
It's free and it's easy and, it's wrong, yeah, but a lot of people do it. Pretty much everybody does.
What was most interesting about the Napster era was primarily the Wild West of lawless blog spots sharing rapid share and mega upload links until the cows came home. Number 4. That's hot. Mail. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. We mean that era when Hotmail debuted its free email service to the public, albeit with a ridiculously low amount of storage.
Is our email up and running?
No. This is my Hotmail.
Then again, it wasn't as if we had a lot to save back in the summer of '96, and Hotmail proved extremely popular. Heck, we're betting that many of you watching this know at least one person that still uses the Hotmail address they created back in high school. Or maybe you are that person.
Do you still have the same email?
Still Hotmail. Don't judge, I'm old.
We're not judging you, but we are glad that Gmail showed up in 2004 with a substantially more generous amount of online storage for their users.
You get about 15 gigabytes of free storage, sometimes more if you link a business account to your personal Gmail and create a G Suite. But this means it's super important to keep your Gmail inbox as lean as possible.
Number 3. Top-level domains. What's in a domain name? Well, a lot, actually.
They can't sue me if they don't know who I am. I'll just call myself Mr. X.
For starters, there's the optics involved with professional businesses utilizing a proper .com. After all, would you feel safe shopping online from an Angel Fire or GeoCities site?
Our competitors Lycos and GeoCities are crushing us.
Those guys are nerds, Brad.
Elsewhere, computer scientist John Postel's 1986 introduction of top-level domains made it easy to signal out proper nonprofits by their .org designation.
Trying to be hip. www.sh.com.org.
Then there's domain names that represent certain countries, such as the United Kingdom, or .edu and .gov domains that let users know they're accessing an educational or governmental website. It's an invaluable piece of internet history that we sometimes take for granted.
So it's all just out there for anyone to surf on the World Wide Web? All they have to do is type https://www.google.com/$Q=QE+Schmidt.
Number 2, the first web page. It's perhaps the most obvious entry on this list. The ultimate softball when it comes to monumental internet occasions.
Connection was far from instant, but for the earliest internet adopter, this was the reward, the first ever web page. It described Tim Berners-Lee's vision for the web, how to use it, and how powerful it could be in terms of knowledge sharing and collaboration.
Sir Tim Berners-Lee was the English computer scientist that brought us the HTTP protocol, HTML coding language, URLs, basically the entire World Wide Web as we know it today.
So I sort of rode the wave of discovering computers as something which you could actually have in your house and you could use to solve all kinds of problems.
The very first web page was a primitive thing by today's standards, but it's virtually impossible to overstate its importance to our online connectivity. The page was a basic table of contents describing the web's nuts and bolts for the millions of us who didn't know what the heck Berners-Lee was talking about. But it would go on to change just about everything for everyone in its wake.
A new website called Facebook. Do you have this in America?
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. OG memes. Richard Dawkins' coining of the word back in 1976.
The level of natural selection is certainly not the individual organism, nor is it the group. But it could be some other kind of molecule on another planet, or it could be the meme on this planet.
iPhones. Connectivity gets an upgrade.
We think 1 million phones will be flying out the door that first weekend, and perhaps a few more million during July.
The first webcam. Sorry PCs, only Macs could run webcams back in the day.
It took black and white images, not in very high resolution, as I recall.
Blogspots. Journal diaries for a new generation.
Nobody here but us servantless American cooks.
Netflix streams. Instant video to go along with your DVDs by mail.
I'm going to click on one of my favorites. This is The Breakfast Club. And you saw right there was a little synopsis. And this brings up a new window. And you're going to see the at a glance, which is pretty much their own synopsis.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into settings and switch on your notifications. Number 1. Club Penguin launches. When it comes to the impact of online gaming in internet history, the tip of the iceberg is clearly Club Penguin.
Club Penguin is one of the most interesting games of all time in that it's extremely important for a specific group of people and has mostly disappeared from pop culture.
Alright, you got us. Just kidding. But let us know what color your puffle was in the comments. Number 1. ARPANET turns on. Every major event has a beginning, and the internet was no exception.
Let me take you back in time to the year 1957. Tensions amongst the democratic U.S. and Soviet Russia is high.
ARPANET was an acronym that stood for the Advanced Research Projects Agency Network, having been developed by the United States Department of Defense back in 1966.
They established computer research centers at leading scientific universities. But computer scientists needed to connect these geographically separate systems so that they could share research and information.
It was a collaborative group of networks that pioneered many things we take for granted today. These include file sharing, remote logins, and many other important steps that could be taken by defense administrators in the event of an emergency. It was a forward-thinking endeavor that helped lay the groundwork for the massive connections we currently enjoy with the phones in our pockets.
And it would not have been possible without the pioneering researchers and hackers who knew computer networks could do more than launch a counterstrike.
What do you think are some of the most defining moments in online history? Let us know in the comments.
Promoting the information superhighway, Vice President Gore on Wednesday said he could foresee the day when a youngster just home from school, given a choice between Nintendo and the Encyclopedia Britannica, would choose to access the encyclopedia.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.